Hey folks, so today's video is going to look at underwater filming with the GoPro Hero Sessions camera. So this camera is a fabulous little camera from GoPro. It's super small, so you can put it on a head strap mount if you want, and it's very convenient to use. So I'll split up the video into three parts. I'll show you the camera briefly here and how you put in and out the memory card. Then look at how it can be used on a head strap for filming underwater. And then finally look at some of the video footage that you get from it. First of all, the camera itself is waterproof, so you don't need a separate housing for it. And it's just got a little door that opens up, and there's a little silicone ring, but you don't need to put on any O-ring grease or anything like that that you do with a typical housing. So it's super convenient for filming underwater, assuming that you're just snorkeling and doing free diving down to about 30 feet, because that's the depth rating without a housing. The great thing about this camera is that it's so small you can put it on a head strap mount and you barely even know that it's there. This is just a simple $8 head mount strap that I got from Amazon, and I'll put a link up on our site so you can check that out. But the great thing about using a head strap mount is then you've got your hands free, both for swimming around the reef in general, but also as you're diving down and trying to film individual things, you've got your hands free for maneuvering. Now you do have to keep your head pretty steady, especially since there's no image stabilization, but all of this video was shot using a head mount and none of it's had any post-processing stabilization done, so you can see exactly what you can get. That said, the thing you don't have with the Hero Sessions is much digital zoom capability, because there's no 4K recording and of course there's no optical zoom, so you can see here about how close you can get to the fish before they start going away, which is fine with a school of fish, but if you're photographing individual fish like this, they tend to get away from you before you can get too close. Here's an example of about the closest you can get diving down from the surface directly towards one of the fish, and it happened not to see me, so got about 3 feet away, and that's about the best you'll be able to do. Okay, so maybe a little bit limited in terms of zoom, but overall this is a really nice camera for general filming of underwater scenery. So let me mention one more thing, which is the ability to set the white balance. So you need that to counteract the general blue color underwater. So you can see here, if I zoom in on these fish and I slow it down, you can see the yellows and even a little bit of red on the fish. And to do that, you need to be able to set the white balance or the color temperature. And it turns out the GoPro Sessions has pretty decent control over the white balance. So if you're in shallow water and it's sunny, you'll have no problem getting a good color balance. Now if you've got heavy cloud cover, there's not much the white balance is going to be able to do to keep things from looking bluish. But it turns out even with something like a Sony RX100, which has more white balance controls, you still end up with basically the same blue. So I'd actually give a thumbs up for the white balance on the GoPro. And with that, I'm going to wrap up today's video, but I've got another video that looks in more detail at the GoPro versus the RX100, specifically at the optical zoom, so check that out if you're interested. But basically, you're going to get good video from the Hero Sessions if you have the budget to go up to the Hero 5 that has the 4K and the image stabilization. I would do that, but bottom line, you will get good quality video from the Hero Sessions. If you're interested, check out the other underwater filming videos we've got, or subscribe to the channel and you can see the new stuff as we put it up there. Cheers!